Welcome, class. So nice to have you. This is going to be an exciting adventure for all of us. The information and the subject matter that we're going to be covering this term is very current and is going to be very, very useful to you as a helper. We're going to be working together for 10 short weeks, so it's really, really important that everybody keep up, including myself. So, will be finished before you really even know that you started. So it is important, and I insist really on your keeping up throughout the whole course. And I know how busy each of you are, and I am probably as busy as you are. And I know that organization is very important to me. So if I can be of any help in helping you with organization, I'm more than happy to do so. But it's really critical to be very organized when you're doing an online course. Make sure you get your reading done. Make sure you take between an hour and an hour and a half every night, 7 days a week, to do your work and to read and to start to prepare your things for the class. Now, I'm going to be telling you a lot more about the class in the PowerPoint that is part of this. The PowerPoint you're going to have to turn on separately. It takes about 15 minutes, give or take a couple of minutes, depending. And I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but it's somewhere around 15 minutes. And it really gets into a lot of the details of the course. On top of that, I generally have at least two conferences per semester, and I invite all of my students in all of my classes to come to those. And I really encourage you to do so. You do get extra credit for doing it, but on top of that, the first one will be primarily about the course, any questions that you might have, and how we can better assist each other in the learning experience. And the second is really more of a class, specifically on positive psychology, which I change a little bit each time. I love positive psychology. I do a lot of work with it, and so therefore I feel as though it's important for you to know something about it, although we don't have any classes on that subject at the school. So I do really enforce the expectations, and I do enforce all of the information that I have in the PowerPoint presentation. That's why I would really like you to take time to look at it. Another thing I want you to do is make a copy, if you can, of the syllabus and keep it next to your computer. And I would also make copies of all the articles that they recommend that you read as part of this course and make a booklet out of it. I have one for each class. And the reason why I do is because I find they're very helpful in the practice of psychology or in the practice of coaching, which I do a lot of. So, one of the things that I did want to talk to you about as well is my approach to teaching. I do a lot of Socratic questioning. I might ask everybody in the class a question, and I hope that you'll respond to it. What I try to do is get some thinking going. Sometimes you may not think the question makes a tremendous amount of sense. Sometimes you're going to think it's very important. But in any case, there really are important questions that I'm going to try to be asking as we proceed through the course. I usually try to ask you one each week, each student, or as many students as I can get to that week. And sometimes it might you might have one question, or you might have one in each of the discussions. Please try to answer those and deal with them if you can. Also, it is important that, and we do in all of our courses here at Capella, we try to make sure that we instill in you as a potential helper or counselor or whatever you might be, some things that are very important when you get into practice. The first is active listening. So it's actually the A, B, C, D, E's of getting through these courses. The second is the best practices. Active listening, obviously, is to learn how to listen to other people. And in some of these courses that I teach, you will find that there often are some scenarios that you're given. So, and that's sort of a listening exercise when you're involved with scenarios. Then obviously we always are looking for what is the best practice in any particular situation. How best do we communicate with clients and with our colleagues? And how do we respond to diversity? Because diversity has a very expanded meaning these days, much more expanded than it used to be in the old days. It means a lot more than it did. And in every single course that we teach, there's questions of diversity that come up. And of course, the last is ethical practice and legal practice, both of which are very important. Ethical practice is extraordinarily important because it's important that you are always on top of your game as far as ethics is concerned. So, with that, I want to again welcome you and say thank you for joining the course. And I look forward to working with you over the next 10 weeks. And hopefully, we will get an opportunity to talk. I've given you my telephone number. And I've given you all the information, which I think you'll find very helpful in that 15-minute PowerPoint presentation. Thanks so much. Don't forget to read your expectations and respond to the secret question. And again, I look forward to being with you for the next 10 weeks. Thanks.